The year was 1999. The world was drenched in the Matrix's digital rain. Keanu Reeves was the planet's biggest movie star. That night, at the film's Los Angeles premiere, flashes exploded like lightning, and the crowd chanted his name like a battle cry. He was there, yet he wasn't. Inside his black suit, he was like a ghost. His smile was rehearsed, his wave mechanical. Reporters asked him about the film's philosophy, the secret of success, and he gave short, meaningless answers. Everyone attributed his distracted demeanor to the mystery of his character, Neo. "He's so into his role," they whispered. But the truth was far more brutal than any screenplay. The moment he stepped off that red carpet, Keanu stopped being a movie star, because his real world was miles away from this fake glamour, in a quiet room, passing time listening to the sound of a single breath. His biggest role that night was acting fine for the cameras. The moment the limousine door closed, that fake smile dropped like a mask. He gave the driver a single address. This address wasn't a luxury villa or a popular nightclub. This was his fortress, his refuge, and also the front line where he fought his greatest battle, his sister Kim's house, while the world watched him as a savior. He was actually just trying to be a brother, fighting to save the person he loved most from the merciless enemy called leukemia. And in this battle, he had no superpowers. Kim's room was purified from the chaos of the outside world. The rhythmic beeping of medical devices was the room's only melody. Keanu sat for days in that room, on a simple chair beside his sister's bed. Sometimes they wouldn't speak for hours, just giving each other strength with their presence. Hollywood's most wanted man had completely cleared his calendar. He rejected million-dollar offers with a single sentence: "Not right now." His world had stopped. One night, when Kim's pain became unbearable again, Keanu looked out the window into the darkness. But what he saw in that darkness wasn't just the present pain. Other hospital rooms, other white walls, other losses. December 1999. A different hospital corridor. Jennifer's hand trembled in his. The ultrasound screen was dark. "I'm so sorry. Your baby has passed away in the womb." Ava. She was 8 months old, almost ready to enter the world. But a blood clot had extinguished that tiny life. Jennifer's scream still echoed in his ears. April 2nd, 2001. The phone rang. He was preparing for Matrix 2 filming. "Jennifer Syme. Car accident. I'm so sorry. 28 years old. She'd crashed into a tree, thrown through the windshield. 1993. River Phoenix, his closest friend, 23 years old. Overdose, 3 losses, 3 graves, 3 broken pieces. Now, in Kim's room, all these memories flooded back. He couldn't save River. He couldn't save Ava. He couldn't save Jennifer. But Kim, he wouldn't lose Kim. A voice rose from within. What's the point of all this money? This fame? I couldn't save River. I couldn't save Ava. I couldn't save Jennifer. If I can't heal a single cell, what's the point of this power? In that moment, in the silence of that white room, he made a vow that no one heard. This was a promise to his own soul, to Ava, to Jennifer, and to River. If his sister won this battle, he would dedicate the rest of his life to helping others suffering the same pain, but not as fortunate as him. No one should experience the pain of losing a child. No one should lose their loved one in an accident. No one should lose their friend at 23. But he would never do this in his own name. This wouldn't be advertising. This would be a silent, nameless service born from pain. For 3 losses. For 3 memories. That night, Keanu Reeves, the movie star, died, and in his place, an unnamed hero that no one knew yet was born. This hero had no cape, only a broken heart, 3 graves, and an unshakable promise. He looked at Kim. She was breathing. She was alive. Life was still giving him a chance, and he wouldn't waste it. Years passed. Kim's relentless struggle ended in victory after grueling treatments. The leukemia had receded. Keanu never forgot his vow for a moment, but the way he kept his promise wasn't the kind Hollywood was used to. He didn't organize grand galas or establish massive foundations bearing his name. Instead, he gave his lawyers and financial advisors an instruction that shocked everyone in the industry. A charity would be established to help hospitals conducting cancer research and institutions treating children in need. Millions of dollars would flow into this organization. But there was one strict rule. Keanu Reeves's name would not appear in any document, any bank statement, any press release of this organization. This would be like a ghost organization. Its presence would be felt, but its identity would never be known. His advisors said this was madness. Keanu, if you use your name, we can collect much more donations. People want to see you leading, they said. Keanu's answer was clear and brief. This isn't about me. This is about helping. People shouldn't thank me. Let healed children hug their families. That's enough. And so it was. For years, countless hospitals' pediatric oncology departments were renovated with generous donations from an unknown source. Many promising cancer research projects that couldn't find funding came to life with money from this mysterious source. Hospital administrators wondered who this invisible angel was, but never found out. Meanwhile, Keanu was giving up his seat to people on the subway, sitting and chatting with homeless people on the street, and everyone talked about what a strange and humble star he was. No one knew that these small kindnesses were just the visible tip of a massive iceberg. Secrets can't be kept forever, especially secrets full of kindness. Years later, an economics magazine, while examining tax records, stumbled upon the trail of a large, nameless charity. As they investigated the organization's financial connections, all roads led to one name. But this didn't make sense. This was the name that avoided shows and cameras the most: Keanu Reeves. At first, they thought it was a mistake, but the evidence was undeniable. Keanu had been quietly channeling millions of dollars into this work for over a decade, without anyone knowing. When the news broke, Hollywood was shocked. The sad, lonely man everyone thought they knew turned out to be a secret superhero. Journalists chased after him. They asked him the reason for this incredible generosity. Why had he kept it secret? When Keanu was cornered with this question during an interview, he looked at the cameras with his usual shy manner. He had no prepared answer. He just said what came from his heart. I didn't want to attach it to my name. I just wanted the foundation to do its work and not be dependent on anyone. This sentence was a slap in the face to Hollywood's ostentatious world. In a system built on ego and self-promotion, a man was saying, "This isn't about me." At that moment, people understood that Keanu Reeves wasn't just a good actor. He was a rare kind of person who had managed to turn his pain into purpose, his power into service. Even after this secret came out, Keanu didn't change. He still wore the same old boots, still rode the subway, because what he did wasn't for someone to find out. This was his way of life. For him, wealth wasn't numbers in the bank. It was his sister's smile. Success wasn't box office records. It was a saved child's laughter. What does this story tell us about Keanu Reeves? It tells us that the deepest pains can give birth to the greatest purposes. It shows us that true power isn't shining under spotlights, but lighting a candle even when no one is watching. He's very different from the heroes Hollywood presents to us, because his story isn't a movie. His story began with a brother's love for his sister and turned into a silent river of kindness touching millions of people. Today, whenever we see that famous sad Keanu photo of him sitting alone on a bench, maybe we should see something different. Maybe he's not sad, just thoughtful. Maybe at that moment, he's not thinking about his next film, but how he can help another hospital whose name no one will know. Because some people make money, while others make a difference. Keanu Reeves chose to make a difference. And in doing so, he quietly taught the world that a person's worth is measured not by what they have, but by what they give. Now it's your turn. How did this story make you feel? What does true heroism mean to you? What do you think about Keanu Reeves's incredible generosity? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Be part of this conversation. And if you're curious about the behind the scenes of other inspiring stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next story. Who do you think our next hero should be? Write to us in the comments.